Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my podcast, Girls Bond Together. So this week's episode is going to be, a little different. I'm going to be doing almost like a little update in my life. Let's have a little chat. Let's get vulnerable because, the name of this podcast is Girls Bond Together. So how can we bond if y'all don't really know how I feel? So yeah. So like I said in the first episode, if you haven't checked it out, please make sure to check it out. But I told you guys I would do little, talks like this where I just kind of sit with you guys and just talk to you guys either like maybe about a topic or an update. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So without further ado, let's just get on to what this episode is about. Alright, so this week's episode, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how it's how it's been living in the coronavirus pandemic as a teen. So without further ado, let's just get on to it. Alright, so I feel like, with me having a podcast, I feel like it'd be very strange for me to not even really talk about the coronavirus pandemic. I feel like I should be talking about this. And I kind of don't really like talking about the pandemic. I feel like I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. And I feel like you guys probably feel, the same exact way, that I feel about it. Because in the beginning, I remember when this, outbreak kind of hit, like they were literally like talking about this, all day, every day, literally, I check my phone, coronavirus, on the news, coronavirus, I'm trying to watch my TV show, coronavirus, which, obviously it's something that's meant to be, talked about. It's a virus, it's something that's going around, that's killing people, it's something that needs to be talked about, but I was just tired of it, and I did not want to talk about it. But I feel like since I have a podcast where I'm trying to really talk to you guys, maybe educate you guys, I feel like it's important that I do bring it up and talk to you guys about it, and I do tell you guys about how I feel and how it's been affecting me, because I feel like this coronavirus pandemic, whatever, it's been affecting people, whether you think it's been affecting you or you think it hasn't been affecting you, it's been affecting you one way or another. So I just want to, kind of talk to you guys, tell you guys about how it's been affecting me, how I feel about it, and all that. So also I just want to say a quick FYI, this episode might be a little bit shorter than my other episodes, but I still hope you guys enjoy it. So alright, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, I guess, just being home all the time and how that's been affecting me and everything like that. So it's been difficult, I'm not gonna lie, having to just be home all the time. Well, first of all, I'm pretty much used to being home all the time, because I never leave the house, honestly. And I hate when people say that, because people that say that, they really do go out and do things. But for me, it's I really don't leave the house. I'll maybe leave the house once in a blue moon, once in a while. I can go full weeks without leaving the house, which honestly is not healthy at all, but that's just how my life is. My life is super boring. So but I will say though, with the pandemic, it's definitely been a different feeling, because I said, I'm always home. I'm used to being home all the time. But with Corona, it's a different feeling, because now, okay, you have to stay at home. It's not I have a choice, because now, I have a choice to go out, But when the Corona first hit and the outbreak hit, it's alright, you have to stay at home. And then this feeling of isolation really took over me, really hit me, which I will be talking about later on. So it's difficult. Schools are not open, jobs are not open, a lot of schools are now doing just online schooling and all that, which is different. So that causes me to obviously be home all the time, do everything at home. The only thing that's nice about being at home is not having to wake up early, not having to go anywhere. It's really nice, especially when the weather is bad and then you just get to be at home. It's a nice feeling. But it definitely is tough at times because you want to go out, you want to do things, and it's like you can't because things are closed. So honestly, it's really difficult. I'm going to talk about that later on, about everything being closed. And I also want to compare how things are from now, since back like in March when everything hit, because I do see a difference. So let me just do that right now, and I'm going to keep doing that for the rest of the episode. So I still am home literally all the time, like 24/7. So I remember when the coronavirus like first hit, like I said, in March, and everything was transitioned to, being online. So I remember I was literally just on spring break. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't think any of this was gonna happen. My mom was like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I felt something, blah, 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 because she had this, like, dream about her job shutting down, all this stuff. Like, no. I had no idea this was going to happen, even though they were, like, shutting down... Well, I knew it got serious when they started shutting down some colleges where I live. But I didn't think any of this was gonna happen, because I remember one time I was sitting in class, and my professor brought up coronavirus, and I already heard about it because they were obviously talking about it all the time, but like I had no idea like it was gonna hit, and it was gonna hit this bad. I don't think anybody really knew, even though my mom was like, I knew. No, I don't think anybody knew, you know what I'm saying? So I thought like this was something that like originated in China, and I thought it was going to stay there, even though there were rumors that were like, oh, there's there's a potential or whatever that it could come here and it could spread and it could do all this damage. I did not think that. I thought it was going to literally stay in China, because I remember like I said, I was in class, and then my professor was like, does anybody know like what the coronavirus is? And then someone answered the question, and it's crazy now, like it hit us this hard, and it's just so crazy. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go back go back to March. So everything got transitioned to being online, doing online classes, utilizing Zoom, which I don't know, I was kind of like 50-50, or like iffy, not 50-50, I don't know what the word is. I was kind of iffy with like the online school. Like I feel like part of me liked it, but part of me, didn't like it, because first of all, it's like really different from just like sitting in a classroom and retaining and learning information. But a part of me liked it because it's like, now I have my own schedule, and all I have to do is log into Zoom every day, and that's it. So it was, very easy. But when I first started using Zoom, I thought that it was just honestly like really weird. It just felt really weird. It was different, and at first I really didn't like it. I was like, I don't really mess with this online school stuff. But then afterwards I feel like I just got accustomed to it, and I'm like, this isn't really that bad. I had like my own little schedule every day, and yeah, like it wasn't bad. So yeah, but I remember back then it was like March, like I said, they shut down schools. They literally shut down everything. You couldn't do anything. And I was at home, obviously, just doing my schoolwork, doing whatever from home. My mom was home, which was different because she was somebody that obviously worked all the time, so having her home was just different. But just having everybody just at home and being like isolated, it was just a whole different type of feeling. So yeah, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, that's just how I talk. But yeah, so it was definitely a different type of feeling. Back then I feel like I was at home more than I am like now, because back then literally nothing was open. No malls was open, nothing was open. I remember they only had the essentials that was open, which was like the supermarket, and I think they had some parks open, which is kind of weird. But yeah, there were some parks open, and the supermarket was open. So the only place that you could go to was the supermarket. But I was literally home every day, did not even go out. I was trying to go for walks. I remember I went for a walk right when the corona hit, and nobody was wearing masks. Like, masks wasn't even a thing yet. And I went out and I was like, oh, this, feels fine or whatever. And then after that, just things started going downhill. Things started getting worse. So, yeah, I remember I was starting to, like, go for walks and stuff because I'm like, dang, if I'm going to be home, all this time and everything like that, excuse me, if I'm gonna be home, all this time, I need to get some sort of fresh air. I can't just be like home all the time, just like literally, just at home all the time. I need some sort of like fresh air. So I was like, I'm gonna start going for walks, and then I kind of stopped. I didn't really go for walks like that, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. So I kind of stopped. But yeah, so I had stopped, going for walks and stuff like that. And I remember like my professors were like, y'all need to really go out for walks and stuff like that. It's important. So yeah, I remember I was actually kind of afraid to go for walks, with coming in contact with people, but they were like, no, if you're not in contact with people, it's good. So yeah, also just keep in mind, like, I feel like it's good to just get fresh air in general. Just being in the house, being inside, having no movement, no physical activity, it's not healthy. So, which I'm going to talk about later on in this episode about physical activity and all that. So, yeah, I kind of forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, so I was trying to go for walks, but then I stopped, so I ended up being, like, in the house, like, literally all the time, like, not even going out, not going out on the weekends or anything, and it got so bad to the point where, like, my mom was, like, she was, like, taking us, like, she was taking me, when I say us, me and my brother, she was taking me and my brother for, like, little, drives and stuff like that, just to, like, get us out the house. And plus, she had something on her car, don't ask me, but she had something on her car, and she had something in her car that needed to come off, so it was, like, if she drove it, it would come off. So that's what she started doing, going on little drives with us. My mom was like, okay, let's go for a walk. And yeah, we only like walked like once. So, my mom has a car, so she drives everywhere, but she was like, let's go for a walk. And yeah, so that was like nice, to do that, kind of thing. So yeah, and I feel like when you're at home all the time, like, I feel like you realize things that maybe people haven't, things that you haven't noticed that people have done, but you notice it now. You understand what I'm saying? That probably made no sense, but I don't know, just being at home, I feel like maybe more observant to things that, like, my parents were doing that I don't want to share. So but yeah, it's just been really difficult to literally stay home all the time. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, just being home literally all the time and not having anywhere to go. So yeah, but like I said, like, it was bad. Like, I was not going out whatsoever. I would go weeks without going out, still to this day. I still would go, I can't talk. I still would go weeks without going out. That's crazy. So yeah, and I would also get into moods, which is actually the next thing I'm going to talk about. Is I would just get into moods where I would just start feeling like more lonely and just have like this kind of like just trapped feeling, just like isolation type of feeling. It was just very rough. I think I kind of explained this to my brother, how I feel like I'm living in a time loop, so yeah, which brings me into the next thing that I want to talk about. Every day is literally the same. Don't know what day it really is ever. Yeah, every day is literally the same for me. I don't know about you guys, but like, every day is the freaking same, and it gets on my nerves. I know that, like, I'm in control of my life and whatever, and it's up to me to make my life fun, but my life is very boring, and I don't really feel like it's up to me when it comes to like certain things and, you know, certain activities. But yeah, so every day is literally the same for me. I get up, I do literally the same exact thing every day. I do my work every day. Everything is the same. Like, I literally expressed this to my brother. I was like, I feel like I'm living in a time loop. Every day is the same, except, you know, things would be slightly different. So yeah, but like I said, I would just get into like really bad like moods. Not really mood, but like, yeah, moods, feelings where I'm just like, dang, like I just like really want to go out. Like, I just really want to like do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even explain it. Like, I would just get into moods where I'm just like sick of, you know, sitting in the same spot every day, doing the same thing every day. It's literally mentally and physically draining. It's so terrible, and I still have this feeling. I haven't really gotten into that mood lately because I've been doing things, you know, like my podcast and everything that's honestly been keeping me busy. But I will sometimes get into moods. I don't know if it's like a depressive type of mood, but like I'll get into moods where I'm just like literally like sad. Like, I remember this was like back in June, and I was finished with all my classes, so I was like sort of like on summer break or whatever. Even though it didn't feel like summer break, I felt like I was already on summer break. And I just like woke up, and I was just like, I just felt like I woke up and I felt like really crappy. You know that feeling where you just wake up and you just feel crappy? So I was in that mood, and I just like woke up and I started feeling crappy. I didn't really like know what to do, and I was just like really, it was like almost like anger. Like, I was just feeling like upset, like this was happening to the world, and, you know, like I just wanted to go and like do things and socialize and, you know, I don't know, do that kind of thing. And it was just weird, and like I was just like sort of in a bad mood then, you know. But yeah, but like I said, I haven't really felt like that in a while because I really have been keeping myself busy. So that's been really helping me. That's the biggest tip I can have for y'all. If y'all ever like go through like any like lonely feelings or anything that I like mention, keeping yourself busy is the number one thing. Keep yourself busy so you don't have to fall into that like feeling that I was feeling of just like wanting to like do things and, you know, whatever, and just yeah. But it's weird. I don't know. I feel like I've never really been happy in my life, which I'm not going to get into in this episode. But I've always had like this feeling where I just, you know, not really happy with my life. So I'm wondering if the reason why I was feeling like that back in like June or whatever is because of those prior feelings that I had, you know. So I definitely think that's probably what it was. But yeah. So oh yeah, so also, like I said, how every day is literally the same. You don't really know what day it is. So I cannot differentiate. That's the word, yeah. I can't even say the word anymore. Differentiate. Y'all get what I'm saying. Like, I cannot even tell between like Friday and Saturday. So like I remember I was like on Instagram, and I seen like this meme like, oh, the weekend is coming up, but that doesn't really matter in 2020 because every day is like literally the same. Like, it's so true. Like, literally every day I wake up and it's like the same thing, and it's like I don't even know what day it is when I get up, because it's like today's Saturday, who cares, you know, I'm staying at home, it's the same crap, you know. Like, literally every day is the same, and it's so annoying, and it's really annoying. It's terrible. So I absolutely hate that. So yeah, let me know if you guys have had similar feelings. It's like a deja vu kind of like time loop, like I said, feeling like a time loop where like the days are just it's just terrible, y'all. It's terrible. I hate it. But yeah, it's like a time loop. Like, the same day, time is happening over and over again. It's terrible. So I wrote feeling trapped. I have like notes right here. So feeling trapped. So yeah, I kind of explained that already, like with, you know, feeling like trapped. I was feeling that feeling of trapped before a lot more, because like I said, it's not like I had the option to go out. It's like, okay, now you're literally forced to be in the house, and everybody was in the house. So I was just like, starting to just feel, very lonely. But I don't really feel like that anymore, because obviously things have gotten a little bit better since then. Things started opening up, like the malls are open, the restaurants are open, but you gotta sit outside, you gotta freeze in that cold outside. I'm just joking, it's not even that cold yet, but in the winter, I don't know what they're gonna do, because it's about to get dumb cold in New York, and they're about to have everybody, I live in New York, by the way, if you guys didn't know, and they're about to have everybody sit outside. That's really funny. That's really a joke. But I think I was watching the news, and they said that they wanted to like do like some insulation, I guess, like provide some heat outside, which I think is a really good idea, because like imagine like sitting outside a restaurant with your coat on, like eating, like that's just not comfortable. Like I want to be inside, comfortable, with my jacket off, eating, the heat on, all that. So this sitting outside thing is terrible. This might be good for like a place like LA or something, where there's no like seasonal like changes, but like I live in New York, there's 4 seasons, and the winter time is the coldest time, obviously. So the winter is literally the worst in New York. So them doing this thing is so crazy. But yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. But yeah, just like more things are opening up, like I was saying. So I definitely feel better. I do, try and go out, once in a while. I'll like go to like the mall or whatever, because that's open. But I feel like that's literally all I can do, is go to the mall. Like there's literally nothing else I can do. I can't go see a movie or nothing. I actually realized that I really do like going to the movies. It's something that I actually like really enjoy. So, and I can't even do that because of this stupid corona. So yeah, hopefully when the pandemic is over, I can go to the movies and I can tell you guys all about it and my experience about going there after the pandemic, because it's literally crazy. So yeah. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is I want to get a little more into, I guess, like feeling like extra lonely. So like I said before, I'm not gonna really touch too much into this, but yeah, I just feel like I feel extremely lonely, more lonely than before, and it's just that feeling of just like being in the house all the time. Like I'm literally in the house all the time, I'm doing everything online, so it's just like, it just really sucks. Like I don't have a social life, I can't really go out and meet people, so I feel like people don't realize how this coronavirus has been really separating people. This just reminded me, I was watching, I think you guys have seen these like little videos, but like I was watching like a little video on Instagram where I think this woman was like pregnant, and she had her baby or whatever, and the mom literally couldn't even hold her baby. She had to see her baby from like a glass window, or a glass window. And to me, that just broke my heart. Like that was just so sad. Like, can you just imagine like having birth to your child and not even be able to hold her, not to be able to touch her? It's crazy. I've seen other things like that, and it's like, oh my god, it's so sad. And then there was also this commercial that I seen while I was watching TV of like healthcare workers, doctors and all that. This woman was wearing a mask, and I feel so bad for doctors. Well, first of all, I want to thank them for all that they do, because they're really putting their body at risk. They're putting their lives at stake to take care of us, take care of people like them. But they literally have to wear those masks all day long. And I saw like this woman, she obviously she was wearing the mask all day. They literally cannot take it off. They cannot get a breather, and her face was scarred from wearing a mask, and it just made me feel so bad. Like, it's crazy. Like, people don't realize like this virus is really affecting your mental health. It's affecting other people's mental health. I don't care if you if you can act all tough, you can say that this pandemic hasn't been affecting you, but it has one way or another. So those two scenarios that I gave you was just very sad, really just like broke my heart, because when I was saying that I was feeling lonely, I feel like this virus is kind of separating people from each other, if that makes sense. Like, 6 feet apart kind of thing. You can't really be near people, and as humans, we crave attention. We crave, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, like I said, we crave attention. We're like social beings, we like to interact with people. We like to talk to people. We like to show love and affection to other people, and we can't even do that because of, this virus, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really terrible. And it's sad. Like, it's really sad. So it's just terrible. But yeah, but I've just been feeling extra lonely because, like I said so many times in this episode, that like I've just been in the house literally all the time. Like, I'm in the house all the time. I don't really leave the house. So, it sucks. I can't really socialize with anybody or anything. I can't really like go out and meet people, all that. So it really sucks. But yeah, hopefully when everything is, over with, I can, be more social and, try and meet people. But for right now, it's like, no, so it really sucks, and it's really, put a toll on me. Like I kept saying in this episode so many times, I get into moods where sometimes, like, it's really bad. Like, I just get really sad, and I get really, really, really lonely, and I'm like craving, attention from somebody, or craving attention from other people, and everybody's doing their own thing. But no, I'm just craving attention, in general. And, I can't really get that because I'm stuck in the house. I'm stuck in the house with the same people I've grown up with my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go out and meet new people. So it really sucks, but I am really trying to like stay strong and not really like let it affect me, let it get to me, because I know that I'm not the only one going through these type of feelings. I know everybody else is feeling like this. I know some of you guys listening to this is also feeling the same way that I'm feeling. So I'm just really trying to just get through it, because I know sooner or later it will be over, because nothing lasts forever, and things can only get better from here. You're never in a situation where things get worse. Things get better. So one last like reminder I want to say, so how I was just saying how, I was feeling lonely and I was craving that like attention, it's very normal, like I said, for us humans to feel that way. So don't feel weird for ever feeling like, don't ever feel weird for like wanting friends or wanting to be social, because it's a part of life, it's a part of you, and that's just a part of being human. We're very social beings. We like to interact, we like to, touch, all that, and with this virus, it's causing us to not do that, and it's very sad. So yeah, but I think the main reason why I've been feeling like lonely, like I said, is because I can't go anywhere. So I kind of already expressed, about there not really being anything open. So that also kind of, affects everything else, So, okay, I want to go back into a little bit expressing how I'm usually always at home. So you guys know how like the corona hit, and like, we can't go out like literally at all. Like, when I tell y'all I'm used to that. Growing up in the summer, this is like pretty sad, but growing up in the summer, I don't want to sound dramatic or nothing like that, but I literally would not go out. And I remember this specifically because of like my sixth grade. Like, summer of sixth grade was such a highlight for me, because I had like this best friend or whatever. We're no longer friends, but I just will always remember that summer, because I spent that whole summer literally emailing this best friend, and it was crazy. But literally that's how my summers were, like not going out at all. Like Monday through Friday I would be at home. But this was like when Disney Channel was like popping, like how some people are like, oh, in the summer, my parents used to take me to Walt Disney, all this stuff. For me, it's like, no, I was at home watching Disney. I do have slight memory of like playing outside, but like I mainly remember just staying in the house watching Disney Channel, like Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, all that. Like all those are my shows. That is literally my childhood. Like when I see those shows, I'm like, yup, there's my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I did in the summer. I didn't go out. I watched TV, which is great, so that is literally how my summers were. I'm not even being dramatic. I'm not even over exaggerating. That's literally how my summers were. And for everybody to kind of experience that almost, to me, was very bizarre. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because when the corona hit, that's what it made me think of when I used to in the summer just not go anywhere, not go on vacations really. We rarely went on vacation, so not really going on vacation, not really going anywhere, and having to just deal with staying outside. And that I feel like people don't understand how that feeling of just being in the house can make you just feel so lonely and so empty without even realizing it. I feel like you could be just a very social person, but you having to be forced to be stuck inside your house can just really be detrimental to your mindset and your mental health. And I know this because it's happened to me. It's happening to me. So yeah. So on a more positive note, I want to talk about things that I've been doing to keep me occupied during this pandemic. These are things that I like to do that keep me sane. And yeah, I feel like this is important, obviously to talk about. Because I feel like everybody should find something that they like to do. I'm kind of a hypocrite because I feel like I don't really know what I like to do, really. But I'm still figuring it out. So yeah, but I think especially during this time, it's important to really take the time to find something that brings you joy. It could be as little as watching a YouTube video. It could be watching a Netflix series. I've definitely binge watched a lot of, like Netflix shows during this time. It could be going out for walks, going out with your friends, like doing anything that brings you joy is something that you should be doing. Because you're not living this life for anybody else, so you might as well do what you like to do. You feel me? Alright, so one thing that I've been doing, which I can't believe this is coming out of my mouth, is working out. Yes, your girl has been working out. It's so crazy for me to say because I'm somebody who is so inactive. I don't work out. I'm not in shape at all. But with this pandemic happening and me being forced to kind of stay in the house all the time and not really go anywhere, I kind of had to sit with myself and say, you know what, I'm gonna be working out. Because as I was saying earlier, when you're in the house all the time 24/7, it's really not good for you. It's not good for you mentally. Like I said, it can cause you to feel really lonely and really empty and just really sad. That's why I was waking up days, feeling like that, because I wasn't leaving the house. Because tell me why I would go out and I felt much better. So it's not good for your mental, but it's also not good for your physical, sitting down too much. And I'll be honest with you, I am somebody that sits way too much. I still do. But me, like, I'm trying to be active. I'm trying to, start working out a little bit. So even just taking like 5 to 10 minutes out of the day to do something active, I think is very important and can be very helpful. So working out is something big that I've been doing, and it's been helping me. It's also really been helping my mental. I don't really think I've been losing that much weight, but it's honestly been helping me, been helping my mental, helping me get active. So yeah, and I don't want to sound like too smart, but I do know that working out does release some like happy hormone. So yeah, which is probably why I always feel good whenever I work out, you know. So sometimes I don't feel like doing it, but I force myself and I still get like that feeling. So you want to do things that make you happy, and working out is something that, you know, releases a happy hormone. So it's something that you should do. So yeah. Another thing that I started, which you guys are on right now, is my podcast. I started my own podcast during this pandemic. It's been really helping me. I love talking to you guys. Honestly, doing this whole podcast thing is like really fun. I really enjoy it. I mean, it's right in the realm of what I want to do career wise. I feel like it's not much different from YouTube, honestly, except for the fact that you guys can't see me, which I kind of like because sometimes I'd be looking rough. But no, it's really nice. I really enjoy talking to you guys. I feel like I'm just talking to a whole bunch of girlfriends, and honestly, it's really nice. So I love that I decided to just go out and make my own podcast. It's honestly been something that's been keeping me sane. So yeah. Another thing that I really like to do, which I guess is something I sort of started during the coronavirus, is journaling. Journaling is really nice, and I highly advise you guys to journal. Journaling is so important. I feel like if you're somebody who, I don't know, you don't really like to release certain emotions, or you don't really like to be vulnerable or whatever, I feel like writing stuff down really helps. Even if you keep something like really, really small inside and you write it down, I promise you it's gonna help you feel better. So journaling is something that I really like to do. It helps me with those lonely feelings that I was mentioning, those trapped feelings. Writing down like, I feel this way, I feel that way, it really helps, because now those feelings are no longer inside of me. I'm releasing them on a piece of paper. So I highly recommend journaling. It's really helpful. It's also very calming. Playing some nice little music. Journaling is really nice. So yeah, another thing is playing music. Playing music is really, really nice. I love it. Something that I like to do whenever I feel down or I feel insecure is I literally like to lock myself up in a room and listen to music, bolt out a song. I'll find a song that makes me feel good, makes me feel confident, makes me feel like a bad bee, and I'll just like turn up to it, and it really helps. Actually, a professor from my school recommended that I do that, and I started doing it, and it really, really, really helped me. So yeah. Another thing that I obviously like to do, which I think most people have been doing, is also just watching Netflix, finding new things to watch. I love watching like TV and Netflix and stuff. It really helps me get my mind off of, you know, stuff that I'm going through. So yeah, I think I talked enough. I think I talked y'all's ear off. This is officially my longest podcast episode.